Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chris here once again. As normal, doing a little bit of a recap of last night. Going to switch it up a little bit for you. Definitely think you're going to like the recap a little bit more than how I have been doing it. Always trying to change things up to make it easier for you guys. So as normal, you guys have been liking the new format, which is definitely awesome. Makes it a lot easier for you as well. And also, what I'm going to start doing is after each slate, sometimes you don't have all of the right tools to really see how all of my picks did last night. Maybe you picked a couple of them, but you kind of want to know how some of the other guys did. So, like I said, what we're going to do for the recap is I'm just going to recap, most of the players, the guys that went off for me, and then some of the duds, and everyone else is kind of like the mid-range picks there. So I didn't really add any of the mid-range, so I mostly just added the guys that went off and then some of the guys that dudded. So, anyway, once again, I'm going to show you guys some draft dashboard. Yesterday, I just briefly went over it for you, but today I'm definitely going to do a little bit more for you and kind of show you how it works. A couple of you guys did sign up, which is totally awesome. So anyway, this is kind of how it works. I've been showing you guys this here. This is your top players. This is mostly all of the player pool here. Obviously, the dash rank, that's 100 out of 100. So, pretty good matchup. Then, like I said, this is the DVP, the defense versus position. So, anyway, like I said, this is your player pool. So let's say, you like a player really, like a lot, like I do. Like I like Gary Harris, so that means I want to watch him. Watching a player mostly means you're going to put them into your player pool. So if you, like I said, I'll show you at the end of the video, when you do when you go to optimize a lineup, it's going to add almost all of the players in your watch list into the optimizer. So let's say you add Harris, and then let's say you add Rudy Gay as your only two watch players. Whenever you do an optimizer, like I said, when I show you, those two will automatically be in your lineup. And like I said, if you don't want to watch them anymore, just click that little watch thing and take them off. So like I said, very, very easy to do that. And then after you add all your players, you'll go to your, you can go see all your current watch players. Like I said, I just have a list of them. Most of them are from my list that I'm going to go over, but it just shows you all of the ones and all the rankings and stuff. To see the watch players, you just go to the left. It'll say watch players. I have 17 of them. I may add or drop some throughout the day. So, but for now, these are the players that I'm kind of looking at. And like I said, when I go to optimize, it will try and optimize all of these players in there, depending on how the ranking is and stuff like that. So definitely a really good tool to have. Like I said, at the end of the video, I will show you all of my players into an optimizer, and then there's a couple more things to look at. So like I said, a very good tool. So yeah, like I said, if you like a player and you want them in your final lineup, you just click this little button here, and it watches them. And then, as I said, when you click to optimize your lineup, those players will automatically be in your lineup for you. So definitely a good little tool. I definitely do enjoy it. So as normal, if you guys want to try out some draft dashboard 1 week for free, I definitely recommend it. Link will be in the comment section for you to click on that. Like I said, you'll have a little 8-step process kind of showing you how it works. And then after that, load your dashboard, and then you just got to sign up. So, definitely would recommend it. Like I said, some of you guys have already been doing it. So, definitely get in on that. And like I said, at the end of the video, I will show you the lineup optimizer with my watched players. So that is it for that. As normal, you got premium lineups for me, $40 per month, 3 to 4 lineups per day as normal, 2 for me and 2 from Anthony. We always focus on the main slate there. And also we have PGA going on, starts every Thursday. So if you want to get in on any one of those as normal, just hit us up. Our website will be in the comment section for you as normal. Just click on it and get you all set up. You'll have to have a Twitter as normal to access our lineups. And then if you want to follow, hit us up on Twitter, ask us some questions. We'll have that down there in the comment section for you as well. So, that's kind of the recap right there of Draft Dashboard. Now looking of the recap of yesterday, which was Friday's slate. So for the most part, like I said, all these players here are from the list that I had yesterday in my video. Like I said, I didn't add every single player. The ones I didn't add, those players just hit value or right under value. So I, gave you the studs and then some of the duds of my picks. So yeah, also if you guys do like this new format, definitely leave a like. Like I said, just makes it a lot easier for you guys to understand. So anyway, Russell Westbrook, he was a stud that I picked, 72.8. I told you I was a little weary about him just because, it could be a blowout. But, hey, Phoenix stuck with him, 72.8. Definitely a good one there for Russell Westbrook. Dennis Schroeder, I told you, get some exposure to him, maybe in one, maybe two lineups as a GPP. 45.5, definitely excelled his value there against Golden State. So, yeah, Schroeder definitely kind of came through for you. Booker, once again, 56.2. Like I said, his usage was really high. Hopefully you put him in there. Nicholas Batum, as I keep telling you guys, put him in there, 42.6, really good for him. Josh Jackson definitely exceeded his value with a 36. Ownership was probably a little lower. I didn't play him, but since Warren was back, ownership was probably a little low, but still 36 from him. Aaron Gordon, I told you guys I love this dude, one of my favorite power forward picks of the slate, and for good reason. It went off for 53.6. Definitely not too bad there. Also, DeAndre Jordan, he went off with a 54.5. And then Nikola Vucevic, like I said, I liked him as my GPP star with a 44.4. One guy I didn't add to the duds was kind of Dwight Powell. He kind of sucked, only had 20 fantasy points, so that kind of screwed me. Also, another guy that went off, Montrezl Harrell. Once again, he did very good as well. All right, duds, Trey Burke. Probably a lot of you guys had him. They just didn't play him much in this one, so only had 14. So not a good night for Burke there. Michael Beasley, last couple games, not doing good at all. So probably going to be laying off Beasley. 11.9, he was terrible. Valentine just didn't do much, 15.6. David Nwaba, he did go off, so that's why Valentine didn't do anything. And then, the guy I was really hyped on, I think a lot of people were as well. Andre Drummond, he just sucked, man. 28 fantasy points. That's just terrible. I was projecting him at a 2020 game here, but it just didn't work. So, but for the most part, most of my picks did go off. Like I said, he had a couple duds in there. It happens. But, for the most part, having, 23 picks or so, only 4 of them dud. 5 of them dud, including Powell. Definitely not too bad. So, like I said, going forward, I am going to have this for you, kind of just a recap of how I did. I think you guys will definitely enjoy that. So, anyway, looking ahead to today's games, we got 6 of them. FanDuel was not doing the 7 o'clock Eastern time game with Memphis, so 7:30 Eastern time is the start time. So, anyway, before we get into that, let's go look at these totals here. We got a 228 total with Denver and Cleveland. Gotta want exposure to that one. 216 in Houston by 8. Interesting game. Lakers and San Antonio, no total because of Aldridge and Pau Gasol and Brandon Ingram. OKC and Portland, I personally think that's a low total there. I think it could be around a 217, 218. And then you got Utah and Sacramento. No spread on this one because of the Willie Cauley-Stein news. So, so Denver, you're going to want to target a little bit of that Portland game there and a little bit of that Laker game as well. So, all right. Russell Westbrook, yes, back-to-back, but I like him here. This Portland and OKC, whenever these guys play each other, I like it. I really do. I like these two teams. Obviously, if you don't know, in the playoffs, they're separated by 1 or 2 games. So these games really matter. So I think this is going to be a good game here. Westbrook and Lillard, love both of them. Lillard, 62 points last time against OKC. But the only bad thing about that was way back in November. He didn't play against them, I don't think, in January. So, love both of these guys. I think Lillard, I give him a little bit of an edge because he is at home, and Lillard loves playing at home. So, but you can't really go wrong on either one of those guys. Upper range, I got Paul and Irving. This is kind of an interesting one. Really, don't mind either one of these guys. They honestly both cancel each other out. Both of them are pretty good defensive players. Both of them are playmakers. I guess I give the slight edge to Irving here. They need him a little more than Paul, but it's up to you if you want to go those two. They're not must-haves, but decided to include both of them for you. DeJounte Murray, definitely my favorite point guard pick of the day due to the injury news of Aldridge and Gasol. Like I said, I don't expect both of those guys to play. Aldridge is already out. Gasol is leaning towards doubtful. So Murray, 7,500. This dude's been very hot, very easy matchup against the Lakers, so I love him quite a bit. Mid-range, you got Jamal Murray. Yes, very easy matchup. Cleveland is ranked 30th against DBP, against point guards, but the only bad thing is Murray's been struggling. Last couple of games only been hitting like 25, 26 fantasy points. So, definitely a little bit of concern there if you want to put him in there. Lonzo Ball, low ownership. He's been pretty good coming out of the gate there. Ingram's going to be out, so maybe a little bit more usage, but I think he should get you around 35 points here. Not the best matchup, yes, I know, but I still think he's going to be in a pretty good spot. Not the best matchup against Miami last time, but this Laker team definitely rolled all over him. So definitely watch that. And as I said, the Spurs are very, very hurt right now. So I think Lakers can definitely take advantage of that. And then Goran Dragic, another favorite play of mine, due to the injury news of Johnson and Wayne Ellington. Sorry about that. Both of those guys, I don't think they're going to play here. They're doubtful. So Dragic, I love him against Detroit. Detroit is just downright terrible against point guards defensively, so I love some Dragic here tonight. Shabazz Napier, really like him. I don't think he's going to be too popular. Exposure to a good game. 2 straight games here. I'll go show you. 2 straight games over 10 points, real points scored here. And like I said, he's still priced pretty cheap. $4,500. I don't think too many people are going to have him because we're going to be spending up at that point guard spot. But last 2 games, man, Napier has been pretty good. 33 and 27. Definitely one of those guys that comes off the bench and scores here, and that's what Blazers are going to need, some bench scoring here to keep up with OKC. So Napier, I really like him here at 4,500 if you can't afford those other guys. So definitely a good salary relief pick right there. And that is it, I think, for the point guards. Moving on to shooting guards, we got James Harden. Like I said, not the best matchup for him, but he is James Harden, primetime game against the Celtics. So I really do think Harden obviously is going to come through for about 55 or 60 here. So I don't mind putting in Harden. I put Will Barton, Gary Harris as a combo here, facing a bad Cleveland defense. No J.R. Smith, so I think that helps him out a little bit. Yes, Rodney Hood's not a bad defender, so Will Barton, Harris, it's kind of up to who you want to pick in there. Barton is like $1,200 or so more than Harris, so really don't mind either one of them. You're going to want a couple Denver Nuggets in this game because that's one of the highest totals of the slate. Added CJ McCollum, nothing special here. Going to probably hit you about 5 times value, maybe just under that. He is a cash play. He's been averaging around 30, 31, 32 fantasy points. The only reason I've added him here is because, like I said, exposure to a good game. He might get you 36, 37 at, I think, relatively lower ownership than normal. Definitely love Dwayne Wade here. One of my favorite picks for sure. Just the same as Dragic here. Johnson and Ellington are going to be out, and Wade's been picking it up here. Not too afraid of that Detroit defense. So I love Dwayne Wade, one of my favorite picks of the night. All right, you got Hood and Clarkson. I added those two as kind of a combo as well because J.R. Smith is out, so both of them are going to get a little bit more playing time. So just up to you who you want to add in there. Small forward, LeBron James. Look, it's LeBron here, 12,200. Yes, he's getting up there. It's a 228 total there against Denver. They don't play much defense, so I think you got to have LeBron. I think he's one of my top options for sure. If you can get him, I think you're going to get at least 65 here from LeBron. Upper range, Paul George. Like I said, don't mind exposure to that game there. OKC and Portland. You're going to get what you get from him. 40 to 43 fantasy points here is probably what you're going to get. So if you're looking for about 5 times value, and kind of a safe cash option, I think you can go Paul George. He might get you 50, but probably around that 40 to 43 range for sure. Josh Richardson, sneaky play because of those injuries, as I just mentioned with Miami. Really hasn't been too crazy, but like I said, those 2 guys are out. And, Richardson, if you remember about a month and a half, 2 months ago when a lot of Miami guys were out, Richardson was very expensive. He was putting up some pretty good numbers here. And, whenever he gets a little bit more usage, Richardson definitely shines. So, like I said, I don't think his ownership is going to be high. He hasn't really been doing good the last couple of games, but I could see him around 34, 35 points here for Richardson. Really don't mind him at all. All right. Rudy Gay, kind of my GPP pick here of the day. I said earlier, Aldridge and Gasol are kind of out. So, that kind of limits San Antonio with their players. They don't have as many players to suit up. So, Rudy Gay still kind of coming back from that injury, but man, did he explode there against New Orleans last game? Very, very good for sure. He had 41 fantasy points in only 24 minutes, but I think he can get you probably around 27, 28 fantasy points, maybe even more here against an easy Laker team. Like I said, and Gay, a little bit of an extended run here with no Aldridge. Gay is a small forward / power forward, so I really don't mind some Rudy Gay here this evening. All right, moving on, we got Evan Turner. This is a huge GPP pick here. Only GPP if you need $3,500. If you don't need $3,500, I would avoid Evan Turner. But anyway, he's a huge salary relief. Only in play if Harkless is out. Look, this guy's not that good. He sometimes plays 25, 30 minutes and only gets you 17, 18 points. But like I said, that's only in play if you need $3,500. He's going to be out there quite a bit going up against Paul George. Turner is a pretty good defender, so they're going to need Terry Stotts is going to need Turner out there, I think. So, like I said, he might get you 16 or 17, but nothing too much. But that's just if you desperately need 3,500. Power forward, really no upper range, no studs, no mid, a couple mid range, but not really no studs or upper range. Don't care for Griffin too much. Let me go look at some of the other guys here real quick. All right, power forward. Aldridge is probably going to be out. Griffin, don't really care for him too much in this matchup. Randolph, kind of a GPP pick here. They were not really playing him down the stretch. Don't care for Carmelo too much. Aminu is a very good defender. So, yeah, nothing really going there. Anyway, Larry Nance, 5,900. Yeah, I like this dude for sure. Not too afraid of Denver's defense. Yeah, Paul Millsap's coming back. But, yeah, don't mind him. He's been hot. I think he'll be popular here today. 26, 26, and 33. Nothing too crazy. But minutes are coming up those last couple games. And as you see those two last games, not too bad a matchup. So I really do like some Larry Nance. Like I said, around 28 to 30 in this one for him. You got Paul Millsap. I also mentioned him. I like him, but watch that back-to-back status here. He's just coming back from an injury, so they may or may not play him. So definitely keep that in mind. Kyle Kuzma probably just going to get you about 5 times value tonight. Only reason I mentioned him is because Aldridge, like I said, and Gasol should be out, so I'm not too afraid of Bertans and Jeffrey Laverne. So Kuzma might get you 28 to 30. Nothing too special, but maybe, if you're looking for 5 times. All right, Al-Farouq Aminu, another one of those guys that's going to get you probably around 26, maybe 28 fantasy points here. Exposure to a good game. They're going to need him out there. They said he's a very good defender. They're going to need him against Paul George, Carmelo, and once in a while against Adams. Also, Al-Farouq Aminu, he is what he mostly does. He's a 3-point shooter for sure on the corner threes. That's what he does, and they're going to need some threes in this game. So I could see, like I said, around 25, 26 fantasy points from him. Like I said, exposure to a good game as well. All right, sleepers. I love Ed Davis tonight. I think he'll be a little bit more popular than normal, but this dude's been hot, and not many people really been picking him. 4,300 is just way too cheap for him right now against OKC. Like I said, yeah, it's not the best matchup for him, but 27 and 29 his last 2, playing half-decent minutes here. The other reason why he's playing half-decent minutes is because Jurusov Nurkic gets into a lot of foul trouble, and usually, that's against physical centers. Willie Cauley-Stein, for the most part, a pretty physical center. Karl Anthony Towns, a really physical center. Both those times I think he got in foul trouble. And Adams, a really physical center. So Nurkic may get into foul trouble again. And that's when Ed Davis comes in, power forward / center. So really liking some Ed Davis. I think he's in a very good spot here. All right, next is Bam. Should play good minutes here. He always plays half-decent minutes whenever they're facing some, big guys, big power forwards and centers that can score. That's that's what he is. He's a good defensive player. Olynyk's not going to stop Griffin or Drummond. James Johnson, he's not a bad defender, but he's only 6'9". So I think that's when Bam comes in. That's just me. 4,100, like I said, his points are up and down. Um, but like I said, that's just me against Memphis. I only played 18 minutes, but had 25 fantasy points. 10 against Philly, didn't play at all. And then the Lakers had 33, so 33-5. So he's a GPP pick. Like I said, I kind of like him because Drummond and Griffin, they're going to need some big dudes against him, especially if Whiteside gets into foul trouble. They're going to need some Bam for sure. So definitely keep an eye on Bam. All right, next is Davis Bertans. Definitely a cash play. Aldridge, Gasol out, as I keep mentioning. Will play some pretty big minutes here, probably around 25, 30. Easy matchup against the Lakers. Should get you around 25, 26 fantasy points for only 4,100. Definitely got to put him in there. Centers, really no studs or upper range, so we're going to go Randall here. I don't mind him. So I keep telling you, Aldridge and Gasol are out, so Randall might get you around 35, 36 points at relatively low ownership. Kind of a sleeper here, Costa Koufis. Obviously, look, his ownership is going to be nowhere. This is kind of a punt play for sure if you don't want to go Laverne because he's going to be cashy. Koufis may have 2-3% ownership here. Yes, like I said, I know, yeah, it's Utah. Really good defense here. But if Willie Cauley's out here, I think Koufis is going to have to play here. And, he played last game a little bit and didn't look too bad. He had 31.2 against Brooklyn. Yeah, I know, a little bit easier team here. But even if you only get 20 or maybe 23 points from the dude, like I said, no one's going to have him. So, why not? Why not put him in there? That's only if Cauley Stein is officially out. And then Jeffrey Laverne, as I keep mentioning, injury news, easy matchup, 4,200. And last game with Gasol out and obviously Aldridge going out there and in only 13 minutes. Laverne played some pretty good minutes there. Didn't play big minutes, 19 minutes, but he's very productive in those minutes. 25.9, so I think he's definitely a cash option for you. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So anyway, back to draft dashboard, as I mentioned. Most of those guys that I just had for you, I kind of put them into my watch list, as you see here. As you see LeBron, Wade, Harris, Larry Nance, and so on. So what you do is you go over to the optimizers you see here, and you just push, randomize. And what it does is it obviously just randomizes a lineup for you. And, kind of with your watched players. As you see there, you got a lot of salary left over. This optimizer is not made to give you a lineup. It's for you to build a lineup here. So, and the other thing, if you see here, is it has upgrades. 1 upgrade available, 2 upgrades available, and so on, as you see here. Sometimes it doesn't really have locked players. It has, players with really good dash rank. So let's say I don't want favorites. As you see, there are 5 upgrades available. And, it gives you, as you see there in the green, that's what you can afford. And then as you see there with Larry Nance, I have him as one of my watch players. They didn't add him in there, but if I want to put him in there, boom, I can add him. Let's say I don't want Costa Koufis anymore. I can take him out. As you see there, that's the red. That's the guys I can't really afford. Just go down the list. And there's a couple guys in the green. Boom, there's a watch guy right there, Randall. I can plug him in there. And then, there you go, 60,000 out of 60,000. And if you like that lineup, you just save that lineup. And then, obviously, you go to My Saved Lineups, and then you can click on it and add it onto Fanduel. So definitely a good little tool. I really like it. And then also, once again, you can make a lot of lineups. You can just push randomize again. And it will give you a different lineup with different salary. This one here, a little bit more money, a couple different players. And then, like I said, once again, I can just do the same thing. 11 upgrades available. If I don't want Davis anymore, I can go to maybe some Paul Millsap and, and so on. So this is a really, really good tool to help you build the lineup. Like I said, the optimizer is not really there to give you one. It's there to help you build a lineup. So I would definitely recommend that. So, as I told you, first step here on Draft Dashboard, look at all the players that you like, add the players you like on your watch list. As you see here, you click on that and then they're added. And this is where your watch list players are. You got all of them there. Like I said, you can add or just add all of them just by clicking that button. And then you go over to the lineup optimizer and it will have all your players there. See 17 watch players, and then they will add them, like I said, add them into your lineup. And like I said, you can pick and choose who you want. And then, as I said, if you want to upgrade players, just click the upgrade, and then you can change who you want out. And then it will change your salary as well. So definitely a good little tool. And another thing, Draft Dashboard and I have been working, been talking a little bit, and a lot of you guys have been, asking, hey, we like your player pool here. Is there any way maybe you guys, you can load a player pool and give it to me? Because like I said, a lot of people do like the players that I have, and they kind of want a player pool. Like I said, what we've been talking about a little bit. If you go onto Draft Dashboard and add all the players, it takes a little bit, not too long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but kind of add a thing where it's, kind of my watch players, and it will update throughout the day. So you don't even really have to change your watch players. It will do it for you. Like I said, it will update whenever I change players. So if, hopefully that makes sense for you. So, but for now, you have to add your own watch players, but hopefully in the future, it will have my watch players, which will add onto your guys' account. Like I said, it will update automatically the players that I like or dislike. So definitely good little tool that we're working on. It's not here yet, but definitely going to have that for you. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't checked it out, would love for you guys to check it out. Really good tool. Link will be in the comments section. Click on it for your 7-day free trial. Definitely do think you will like it. So that is it. Like I said, there is all the players there. Hopefully it's going to be a good night. I'm liking a lot of them. Like I said, should be a good 6-game slate here. As normal, if you do want premium lineups from me, like I said, 3 to 4 lineups per day on our Twitter, and you'll have to access to get in on our lineups, check out our website at knamafia.net. And like I said, you have to have a Twitter to access our lineups. So also, if you want to follow and hit us up on Twitter, we'll have that down there for you as well. So Draft Dashboard link will be down there. To get in on my own personal lineups, we will have that website down there for you to click on that. And then if you want to follow and hit us up on Twitter, you can do that as well. So that's, like I said, a little bit longer video than normal, but definitely wanted to explain how this website worked, because a couple of you guys signed up for it but didn't really know how it works. So like I said, definitely a good little tool. So that is it, guys. I'm not sure about Sunday. We'll see if I'm going to do videos or not. I'm not sure how big the slate is, but if not, I'll definitely have one for Monday for you. So that is it. Saturday slate looking pretty good. Hopefully you guys do good as well. So we will see you guys all later.